Mister, would you be my dad? The words of a little white girl that melted a black man's heart. Terrence Knight was having the worst day of his life when a 4-year-old girl with tangled blonde curls asked him the question that would change everything. He'd just been fired from his construction job. Last hired, first fired. Though Terrence knew the real reason from the whispered comments about diversity hires. Now he sat on a bench in Portland's Laurelhurst Park, staring at his phone's past-due bill notice, wondering how he'd make rent. Mister? Terrence looked down to find a small girl with blue eyes, red-rimmed from crying. She wore a pink dress with grass stains on the knees. Are you lost, sweetheart? Terrence asked, immediately scanning the park for her parents. I can't find my mommy. Her lip trembled. She was on the phone and I was chasing a butterfly. Let's find her together. What's your name? Stella. Stella Marie Stevens. I'm 4 3/4. I'm Terrence. Your mommy is probably looking for you right now. When Stella slipped her tiny hand into his like it was the most natural thing in the world, Terrence's heart clenched at the trust in that gesture. They walked through the park, Terrence calling out description. Other parents gave them looks. A black man with a white child. He saw suspicion in some eyes, mothers pulling their children closer. Stella! The scream cut across the park. A blonde woman came running, tears streaming down her face. She dropped to her knees, crushing Stella against her chest. Oh my God, baby. I was so scared. I'm sorry, Mommy. But Terrence helped me. He's really nice. The woman's eyes, beautiful in that exhausted, frantic way of terrified mothers, snapped up to Terrence. He saw gratitude, relief, then wariness. Thank you so much, she said, standing while keeping Stella close. I'm Harper Stevens. Terrence Knight. He shook her hand briefly. I'm just glad she's safe. He started to leave, but Stella's voice stopped him. Mr. Terrence? She walked back to him, looking up with those serious blue eyes. I don't have a daddy. He left before I was born. She paused, then asked with heartbreaking innocence, Mister, would you be my dad? The world stopped. Terrence felt his chest tighten, emotion flooding through him. This little girl was offering him the one thing he'd always wanted, the chance to be a father. He knelt to her level. Stella, that's about the nicest thing anyone has ever asked me. You're amazing, and any dad would be lucky to have you. So you'll do it? Being a daddy takes time. You can't just ask someone in a park. Why not? You're nice. You helped me when I was scared. You have kind eyes. Terrence looked up at Harper, expecting her to pull her daughter away. Instead, he saw tears streaming down her face. Stella, baby, come here, Harper said softly, but Stella stayed put. Please? I asked Santa for a daddy last Christmas, but he didn't bring one. Tell you what, Terrence said, his voice rough. Why don't we start by being friends? Your mommy and I can talk, and maybe we can get to know each other. Would that be okay? Stella considered seriously, then nodded. Okay, friends first. You're reading my romance novels? Harper laughed through tears when Stella mentioned something about friends first in Mommy's books. Just looking at the pictures, Stella said innocently. Despite everything, Terrence found himself laughing. I think your daughter is something special, Mrs. Stevens. Harper, she corrected. Then, seeming to make a decision, would you like to get coffee? Tomorrow, maybe. I'd like to properly thank you. And Stella clearly isn't going to let this go. Terrence should have said no, but he looked at Stella's hopeful face, at Harper's nervous smile, and found himself nodding. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, common grounds. As Terrence walked away, he heard Stella's delighted voice. Mommy, I think Mr. Terrence might be the one. Hello, my Stop Racism family. Thank you for tuning in today. Before we dive deeper into this beautiful love story, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your country and state in the comments below. Also, I'd love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the story so far? Do you believe love can truly conquer prejudice? Let us know in the comments. We love reading them. And trust me, your words motivate us to keep making these videos. Let's make this video reach at least 50 comments. Your support means the world to us, and it drives us to create even more meaningful content for you. So don't forget to comment, share, and keep spreading love. Harper hadn't slept. She'd invited a stranger for coffee because her 4-year-old decided he should be her father. Crazy. But she'd seen something in Terrence Knight's eyes when Stella asked that question. Not calculation, just raw, honest emotion, like he'd been given something precious. At common grounds, Stella ran to Terrence the moment she saw him. I brought my coloring book. Harper slid into the opposite side of the booth, suddenly aware of the stares from other patrons. An older white woman whispered to her companion. "Thank you for coming," Terrence said. "I wasn't sure you would." "Honestly, I almost didn't, but Stella talked about you all night." Their waitress appeared, young with sharp eyes that took in their arrangement. Harper noticed the slight emphasis on folks, the smile that didn't reach the waitress's eyes when she looked at Terrence. After ordering, Terrence leaned back. "So, tell me about yourself." Harper explained. Freelance graphic designer, moved to Portland 3 years ago after Stella's father made clear he wasn't interested in being part of her life. "His loss," Terrence said firmly. "That little girl is incredible." "She is, which is why I'm extremely careful about who I let into our lives." "I understand. Harper, I want to be upfront. Yesterday when we met, I just lost my job. I'm behind on bills, but when your daughter asked me to be her father, it was the most beautiful thing anyone has ever said to me. I'd like to be friends, real friends, if you're open to that." Harper appreciated the honesty. "Why did you lose your job?" "Officially, budget cuts. Unofficially, I think my presence made some workers uncomfortable. I can't prove discrimination, but I have good radar for these things. I believe you." Harper had already seen the looks in this coffee shop alone. They talked easily. Terrence shared about growing up in Oakland, his dream of starting his own construction company. Harper talked about Stella's energy, her complicated family. "Do they know about today?" Terrence asked carefully. "God, no. My mother would hire a private investigator." "Is that what this is? A date?" Harper didn't know. "I think this is complicated." "Mommy, is Mr. Terrence coming to my birthday party?" Stella asked suddenly. Harper and Terrence's eyes met. 3 weeks wasn't far away. Inviting him would mean introducing him to everyone, but not inviting him would break Stella's heart. "We'll see, baby," Harper said. "That means probably not," Stella said sadly. "How about this?" Terrence said gently. "Your mommy and I will get to know each other better, and then we'll see about the party. But we can be friends right now. Promise?" He hooked his pinky around hers. They spent another hour together. Harper found herself genuinely enjoying Terrence's company, his easy laugh, his thoughtful responses, the way he engaged with Stella naturally. As they left, Stella held both their hands. Harper noticed more stares. They weren't even a family. Yet, that thought should have terrified her. Instead, it felt like possibility. The week felt impossibly long. Harper caught herself thinking about Terrence constantly, wondering how his job search was going, if he was okay. "You're smiling at your phone again," her best friend Naomi observed at lunch. "Tell me you met someone." Harper explained everything. She watched Naomi's expression shift to concern. "I'm not trying to be negative. But you met him in a park? You don't know anything about him." "I know he's kind, honest. He treated Stella with respect when he had no reason to. And I know you have a history of seeing the best in people and getting hurt," Naomi said gently. "Remember Garrett? This is different. Terrence isn't making promises. He's not pretending. He's black. Are you ready for what that means? The looks, the comments, how your family will react? I can't let other people's racism dictate my life." Saturday at the park, Stella ran ahead while Harper and Terrence walked together. An older white woman approached. "Just making sure the child is safe," the woman said primly, glancing at Terrence. "My daughter is perfectly safe, thank you," Harper said icily. After she walked away, Harper was trembling with fury. "I'm sorry. Someone being invasive and racist happens more than you'd think," Terrence said evenly. "Harper, if we're going to be friends, if this becomes something more, you need to understand. Being with me means dealing with assumptions you've never faced. Are you ready for that?" Harper looked at Stella picking dandelions. "I don't know if I'm ready, but I want to try." "Would you?" Terrence's eyes were intense. They spent 2 weeks falling into rhythm. Saturday park visits, weekday coffee dates, text messages throughout the day. Terrence found a new job. Maintenance work, not ideal, but steady. Harper called her mother one evening. "Mom, I met someone." She explained about Terrence, his homelessness, his journey. She heard her mother's silence growing heavier. "He was homeless," Diane finally said carefully. "He went through a difficult time, but Mom, he's incredible. Stella adores him." "And what else haven't you told me?" Diane's voice sharpened. "There's something else. He's black, Mom." The silence stretched. "Harper, I'm not racist, but you have to be realistic. The world will judge you. Judge Stella. I'm ready for whatever comes. Think about Stella growing up with that confusion, with a positive male role model who treats her with respect. Yeah, Mom, terrible. They ended the call strained. Harper texted Terrence, told my mom about you. It didn't go well. His response, tomorrow, I'll bring coffee. The next morning, Terrence appeared with lattes and pastries. Harper poured out the conversation. She's not wrong about complications, Terrence said when she finished. Have you really thought about what that means? Are you trying to talk me out of this? I'm making sure you understand what you're getting into. Because once feelings are really involved, it hurts more if you decide it's too hard. Harper thought about easy relationships she could pursue, uncomplicated men from her mother's social circle. But none of them made her feel what she felt when Terrence smiled. I'm scared, Harper admitted. But I'm more scared of letting you go because of fear. This feels real. It feels real to me too. Harper, I'm falling for you. You make me want to be better, believe in possibilities again. Harper moved to stand in front of him. She cupped his face. Then let's be scared together. Terrence pulled her onto his lap, holding her close. Your mother's going to hate me. Probably, at least at first. Good to know what I'm walking into. They were still talking when Harper's phone rang. Stella's preschool. There'd been an incident. At the school, they found Stella tear-stained but defiant. What happened? Harper asked. Riley said black people are bad. He said his dad told him, so I punched him in the nose. Harper's stomach dropped. Terrence stood frozen. Stella, we don't hit people, Harper said automatically. But Mommy, he was wrong. Mr. Terrence is black and he's the best person I know. The director explained Stella would need to spend the day at home. As they drove back, Terrence was quiet. That little girl defended me, he said, voice thick. She got in trouble defending me from racism she shouldn't understand yet. She's also learning to stand up against injustice, Harper countered. I'm proud of her for refusing to accept hate. Terrence pulled Harper close. I don't want to cause problems for you two. You're not causing problems. Racism is. We'll face it together. They stood in Harper's kitchen, both understanding they'd crossed another line. This was a family beginning to form, messy and complicated and real. Stella's 5th birthday party became the ultimate test. I want Mr. Terrence to be the prince, Stella insisted. So Terrence was invited, which meant Harper's family would meet him. The morning of the party, Harper was nervous. Her mother and brother were driving from Seattle. Terrence arrived early to help, wearing dark jeans and a button-down that made Harper's heart skip. He'd brought a wrapped book about a girl who became a doctor. I figured she should know she can be anything, he explained. Harper kissed him, right there in the park, their first real kiss. Then Harper's family arrived. Diane Stevens emerged from her BMW like a general. Her brother Wyatt followed, already disapproving. The introductions were excruciating. Diane was polite but cold. Wyatt barely spoke. What are your intentions toward my sister? Wyatt finally asked. Wyatt, Harper protested. Your brother has every right to be protective, Terrence said calmly. Sir, I care about Harper and Stella very much. My intention is to be someone worthy of their trust. Pretty words, Wyatt muttered. Then Stella ran over. Grandma, Uncle Wyatt, do you want to meet my friend Mr. Terrence? He's the best. The party continued with tension. Harper noticed some parents pulling their children away from Terrence. Then Riley's father showed up. He approached Terrence directly. You're the one my son was talking about. The one Stella punched him over. I'm Terrence Knight. I don't believe we've met. Connor Walsh, my boy came home with a bloody nose because your girlfriend's daughter attacked him. Stella was defending me from something racist, your son said. My son doesn't lie. The party went quiet. Everyone watched. Mr. Walsh, teaching him racist statements is setting him up for a difficult life. I'm happy to talk privately. I don't need lessons from someone who couldn't keep a roof over his head. We all know what you're really after. That's enough. Harper stepped between them. You need to leave. And tell them what? Dad? Riley appeared, tugging his father's arm. Can we just go? Connor stalked off. The silence was deafening. It was Stella who broke the tension. Mr. Terrence didn't do anything wrong. That man said lies. Terrence knelt to, her level. Thank you for defending me, Princess. But we use our words, not our fists. I used words this time. Did I do good? You did perfect, Terrence assured her. Then Diane walked over. Mr. Knight, I owe you an apology. I came with preconceived notions. Whatever Harper's choices, you've clearly been good to my granddaughter. Anyone who handles ignorance with that much grace deserves respect. Thank you, Mrs. Stevens. Call me Diane. That evening, after Stella crashed, Harper and Terrence sat on her apartment steps. You were incredible today, Harper said. I was terrified, but I kept thinking about Stella watching, learning how to handle conflict. Harper Stevens, would you be my girlfriend? Terrence asked with mock formality. Only if you'll be my boyfriend. Deal. He kissed her thoroughly. Inside, they could see Stella sleeping with her new book, a little girl who'd brought together two people who needed each other. Think we can do this? Harper whispered. I think we already are, Terrence replied. How's this story hitting you so far? Tell us in the comments if you're loving it. Type 1. If not, type 0. We want to know what you think. 2 months later, Terrence received a call from his sister Janelle, whom he hadn't spoken to in over a year. She was coming to Portland. She thinks I'm still homeless, Terrence told Harper. She has 3 kids and a husband who got laid off. They couldn't help even if they wanted to. Janelle arrived on Saturday, and when she met Harper and Stella, her eyes shone with tears. You weren't exaggerating. They spent the afternoon sharing stories. Janelle explained how Terrence had tried to handle everything after their parents died, selling everything, using student loans for funerals and medical bills. Did he tell you he sent me money every month, even when he was homeless? Janelle asked Harper. Harper looked at Terrence in surprise. You never mentioned that. My nieces and nephews needed food more than I did, Terrence said uncomfortably. That's who my brother is, Janelle said. And Harper, if you're going to be with him, you need to be all in, because I won't watch someone else break his heart. I'm all in, Harper said firmly. Later, Harper told Terrence, your sister is amazing. She's everything to me. What you did for your family, that's heroic. It's just what family does. You've shown me what real love looks like. You're teaching me to be better. You're already amazing. I'm learning from you. Harper paused. Like yesterday when that couple at the grocery store made a comment about us. What happened? Stella wanted to hold your hand. This older couple said children should be protected from confusion. I told them the only confusion was their bigotry. Then I kissed you right there in the cereal aisle. Terrence pulled Harper close. I love you, he said quietly. Harper froze. First time saying those words. What? I love you. I know it's fast, but Harper, I love you. I love your courage, your kindness, how you stand up for what's right. I love who I am when I'm with you. I love you too. So much it scares me. They kissed deeply, only breaking apart when Stella's voice interrupted. Are you being mushy? Janelle appeared behind Stella, grinning. Welcome to the family, Harper. Fair warning, we're loud and opinionated. I look forward to it, Harper said. That evening, Stella asked sleepily, is Mr. Terrence going to be my daddy for real? Would you want that, baby? Yes, he loves us. I can tell. That's what families are made of, right? Love? Right, Harper agreed, kissing her forehead. Harper's mother was in the hospital with a sprained ankle. Wyatt called, come to Seattle, but tell her to come alone. The weekend was tense. Diane, on pain medication, was blunt. I don't understand what you see in him. You're limiting Stella's opportunities. A man with integrity and kindness. Mom, I love him. Love fades. What about when Stella faces discrimination because of your choices? Then she learns that loving who you love is more important than fitting in. You're naive. I'm thinking about what kind of person I want Stella to become. Someone who stands up for what's right. Diane was quiet. Do you really love him? This isn't rebellion? I really love him, Mom. More than I thought possible. Then I suppose I need to try harder to accept him. Wyatt cornered Harper later. You're making a mistake. Stella doesn't get a choice about the consequences. I don't need protection from love, Wyatt. I need support. Then you won't get it from me. Harper left feeling heavy. When she arrived home, Terrence was waiting on her steps. How did it go? Harper just shook her head, tears falling. They don't approve. Wyatt said I'm making a mistake. Maybe he's right, Terrence said quietly. Don't you dare doubt us. I'm acknowledging reality. Stella is already facing consequences. So what are you saying? We should break up? I'm saying maybe your family has a point. Maybe I'm being selfish. You are what's best for us, Harper said fiercely. Not despite the complications, but including them. I love you, and that's worth fighting for. How do you know I'm worth it? Because in 3 months, you've shown me more about real love than most people demonstrate in a lifetime. Because Stella lights up when she sees you. Because I'm happier than I've ever been. Terrence cupped her face. I love you too. So damn much. Then we choose love, Harper said firmly. They kissed on her steps, not caring who saw. That night they talked seriously about the future, about family who might never accept him, about discrimination Stella might face. I'm scared, Harper admitted, but I'm more scared of living without you. Same. So we do this together. It wasn't a proposal, but it was a promise. 3 months later, Terrence got life-changing news. Dr. Chen at the community clinic wants me as a medical assistant. He'll sponsor me to finish my medical degree, part-time at Oregon Health and Science University. That's amazing. Harper hugged him. You have to take it. It means less time with you and Stella. 3 to 4 years. It means you're building the future you deserve. Stella looked up from her dinner. Will you still read me stories? Always. Maybe not every night. But I promise I'll make time. Deal? Deal. The first month was brutal. Terrence worked 4 days a week, attended classes 3 evenings. But the time they had felt precious. I miss you, Harper admitted one Sunday morning. I miss you too. Harper, I feel guilty that I can't help more. You're pursuing your education. That helps all of us. Harper's phone rang. Her mother. I need to talk about Stella's trust fund. Can you come to Seattle? The meeting was awkward. Harper's parents and their lawyer were present. We're not trying to control your life, Richard began, but we have concerns about Stella's future. We're proposing clauses preventing any non-biological family member from accessing Stella's trust, the lawyer explained. And if you marry, your spouse would sign a prenuptial agreement. Harper felt slapped. You're treating Terrence like a gold digger. We're protecting Stella's future, Diane said. You're assuming people are only after money. Harper stood. Terrence has never asked about money, never expected anything financial. If you can't see his character, that's your failing. She drove back in tears. When she told Terrence, he was quiet. They're not wrong to protect Stella. They are wrong to assume you're a threat. Harper, I have $58 in my account. My car needs repairs I can't afford. Your parents see instability. Money isn't everything, but it's something. Pretending it doesn't matter is a luxury poor people don't have. Terrence's voice was gentle. I love you and Stella, but I won't pretend your parents are villains for wanting financial security for their granddaughter. So, what does this mean? It means we keep going, keep building, keep proving what we have is real. Maybe someday your parents will trust me. Harper moved into his arms. How are you so good? I'm not. I just know what it's like to lose everything. Your parents want to prevent Stella from experiencing that. They are judging you. Then I'll prove them wrong. One day at a time. Harper kissed him. I'm already proud. And my parents will see it eventually. And if they don't, then it's their loss. We're a package deal. They accept all of us or none of us. 6 months later, everything changed on a Tuesday. The school called about an incident with Stella. Harper and Terrence arrived to find Stella tear-stained and angry next to Trevor Mills. What happened? Harper asked. Trevor said Mr. Terrence isn't my real dad, because real dads are the same color as their kids. The room went silent. Principal Morrison asked Trevor to explain. My dad said it. He said black people and white people shouldn't be families. The principal's expression was firm. Trevor, your father's opinion is wrong. Families come in all configurations. You hurt Stella. I'm sorry, Trevor whispered, but you're always happy when you talk about Mr. Terrence. He's the best almost dad, Stella said fiercely. He makes people feel better. That's what real dads do. In the car afterward, Stella asked, Mr. Terrence, are you my real dad? What do you think, Stella? I think you are. But Trevor said real dads need special paper. The paper is adoption paperwork, Harper explained. Legally, he's not your father yet. Yet? Stella latched on. Does that mean he could be? Harper and Terrence exchanged glances. They'd never discussed this specific future. That would be up to your mom and me, Terrence said carefully. But you love us, right? More than anything. Then what's the problem? If people love each other, they should be a real family. That night, Terrence said quietly, she's not wrong. If we love each other, we should be a real family. Is this you asking something? It's me saying I want to ask you something. Soon. when I've proven I'm someone worthy of being Stella's legal father and your husband. You don't have to prove anything. Yes, I do. Not because I believe their concerns are valid, but because I want to stand beside you as an equal partner. Harper, I'm going to finish medical school, establish my practice, become someone who can provide for you both. We need you, not money. You need both, and I'm going to give you both. Harper kissed him deeply. For the record, I'd say yes right now. Would you? In a heartbeat. Good to know, but I'm waiting until I can give you the proposal you deserve. They held each other, both knowing an official proposal was coming. 1 year after a lost little girl asked a stranger to be her father, Terrence stood in Laurelhurst Park with a velvet box in his pocket. He'd finished first year of medical school with honors. Dr. Chen had promoted him with a raise. Harper's business had flourished, and Stella was a confident first grader who told everyone about her almost dad. He'd saved 6 months for the ring, a sapphire surrounded by diamonds. He'd asked Richard Stevens for permission, emerging with approval. Now he just had to propose. He'd planned everything with Stella, who was hiding with Naomi. This is where we met, Harper said, standing exactly where she'd been a year ago. Best year of my life, Terrence said. Mine too. Remember how terrified I was? Are you still terrified? Sometimes, but more excited than scared. About watching you graduate, about Stella having the father she deserved, about maybe giving her a sibling someday. Terrence's breath caught. You want more kids? With you? Absolutely. I want everything with you, Terrence said. Harper, I love you so much. You and Stella have given me back my life, my purpose, my faith. You gave yourself back your life. We just supported you. You did more than support. You chose me when everyone said you shouldn't. You made me believe I could be someone worth loving. He dropped to one knee in the spot where they'd met. Harper Stevens, you are the bravest person I know. You've taught me what real love looks like. I want to spend my life being worthy of your courage. Will you marry me? He opened the box. Harper's hands flew to her mouth, tears streaming. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Behind them, Stella shrieked. She said yes! Stella ran to them. Terrence swept her up, including her in the embrace. Does this mean you're my real dad now? If you'll have me. Stella Marie Stevens, would you be okay with me adopting you? Making you Stella Marie Knight? Stella's eyes went wide. I get your last name, if you want it. Knight, I want to be a knight like you. Harper was crying openly. We're really doing this. All 3 of us. A real family. They called Janelle, who screamed with joy. They called Harper's family. Diane's voice was warm. Are you happy, sweetheart? Happier than I've ever been. Then congratulations. Terrence, call me Diane. Thank you for making my daughter smile again. Even Wyatt managed grudging congratulations. That evening, after Stella fell asleep clutching a wedding book, Harper and Terrence sat together. Are you sure? Harper asked. I've never been more sure. Harper, you asked if I was worth the complications. I'm worth it because we're worth it. This family, this love, this life, that's worth every challenge. The Knights, Harper said, smiling. The family that started with a little girl's impossible question. It wasn't impossible. Love just finds people who need each other and brings them together. Did love bring us together? Or Stella? Both. Stella asked the question and love provided the answer. Outside, Portland sparkled. In the apartment, 2 people who'd overcome prejudice held each other close. And Stella dreamed of being a knight, of having an almost dad become a forever dad. Because sometimes, the most important questions come from the most unexpected sources. And sometimes, the only answer needed is yes. How's this story hitting you so far? Tell us in the comments if you're loving it. Type 1. If not, type 0. We want to know what you think. The wedding was planned for spring. Small, intimate, in the Hastings garden. But before that, something more important happened. 3 weeks after the proposal, Terrence, Harper, and Stella stood in a Portland courthouse for the adoption hearing. Stella wore her favorite purple dress, clutching Terrence's hand. Judge Martinez smiled at them. This is my favorite kind of case. Stella, do you understand what adoption means? It means Mr. Terrence becomes my real dad forever, Stella said confidently. And I get his last name, and he promises to love me always. That's exactly right. Mr. Knight, do you promise to care for this child as your own? Terrence's voice was thick with emotion. I do. From the moment she asked me to be her father in a park a year ago, she's been mine in my heart. Now I want to make it official. Then by the power vested in me, I grant this adoption. Stella Marie Stevens is now legally Stella Marie Knight. Congratulations to your family. Stella threw her arms around Terrence. You're my real dad now, forever and ever. Terrence held her, tears streaming down his face. Harper joined the embrace, all three of them crying happy tears. Janelle had flown in for the hearing, along with Harper's parents. Even Wyatt was there. His expression softened. Welcome to the family, officially, Diane said to Terrence, hugging him. I'm sorry it took me so long to see what Harper saw from the beginning. Thank you, Diane. That means everything. The wedding 3 months later was beautiful. Stella was flower girl, declaring loudly that she was throwing petals for my mommy and my daddy. Preston stood as best man. He and Terrence had slowly built a real relationship. As Harper walked down the aisle, she looked at Terrence, waiting for her. Dr. Terrence Knight now, having completed his degree the month before. The man who'd faced homelessness and prejudice and emerged stronger. You came into my life when everything felt broken, Harper said in her vows. You showed me that healing isn't just medical. It's about seeing people past their circumstances, loving them through struggles, choosing them despite easier alternatives. You healed my soul. Terrence wiped away tears. You gave me back my purpose when I'd lost everything. You fought for us when I wanted to run. You chose love over everything easy. Harper, you're the bravest person I know. I promise to spend every day being worthy of your courage. When they kissed as husband and wife, Stella cheered loudest of all. At the reception, Dr. Chen gave a toast about Terrence's groundbreaking work, helping patients other doctors had given up on. Diane spoke about witnessing true love that fights for each other every day. As evening faded, Harper and Terrence slipped to a quiet corner, the same spot where they'd first admitted feelings. Mrs. Knight, Terrence murmured. How does it feel? Perfect, terrifying, and perfect and real. They swayed to distant music under Seattle stars. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. It always would. But they'd face it together. Thank you, Terrence whispered. For what? For seeing me. For fighting for us. For teaching me that love really can overcome anything. We taught each other, Harper said, and we'll keep teaching the world, one day at a time. 6 months later, Dr. Terrence Knight opened his own clinic specializing in impossible cases. Harper worked alongside him as business manager. Diane volunteered 3 days a week. Even Wyatt began referring cases. On their first anniversary, they stood in the clinic lobby looking at photos of patients who'd recovered, families reunited, lives rebuilt. We did it, Harper whispered. We're doing it. Every day proving that love, real, courageous, boundary-breaking love, can change the world. They turned back to their work, healing people others had deemed hopeless, carrying the lesson they'd learned. Love isn't just romance. It's seeing people past circumstances, fighting for what matters, refusing to let prejudice dictate possibility. They'd started with a homeless man's presence when a little girl needed help, built it into a love story that healed not just lives, but broken assumptions about who deserves love, respect, and second chances. In the end, that was the real miracle. Not that Terrence found a family, though that was extraordinary, but that a 4-year-old girl asked an impossible question. 2 adults had the courage to answer with love, and together, they created a new world where love really could conquer all.